Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be giving you introduction on the CPanel, which you might have got access to when you purchased your hosting plan. Irrespective of where you purchased it from, be it GoDaddy, BigRock or MilesWeb, you will get access to your CPanel when you purchase a hosting plan. MilesWeb is the recommended one from my side because it's as cheap as $50 a month to run a website on a shared hosting plan. I'll put the link in the description. You can check it out when you get time. So let's jump on to all the resources that is related to your hosting can be managed through CPanel. So CPanel will give you access to all the details of the database that your application has access to, and the file system that currently your application is using, and how can you manage the subdomains on your website, and how can you manage the security of the website where you want to block certain IPs that are trying to attack your application, or whitelist or blacklist certain type of IPs, and then you can get the metrics to your system on which day you have the highest or the peak of your application where your customers came most, or which of the product is being sold the most, or which the URL is being hit the most. That details you can get. And in the software section, you can manage different kind of software that come along the CPanels, which you can install. For example, WordPress, Joomla, and then there are literally plenty, hundreds of the software that are available. You can install chat applications, you can install forum-based applications, and on the extra, you get a little configurations that you can do to run a batch job that runs every few minutes or hours, depending upon what type of configuration you do. If you want a job or a batch or a cron that runs on its own after a certain interval of time, you can very well configure that. The other additional feature you get is the error logging. So you can always check the errors that has occurred on your server. And also the third item you get is the terminal access to your shared hosting server. So this is something a developer will want to have access to. So these are the high level items, and then let's log into the cPanel. So what you can do is just append cPanel in front of the domain name that you have bought. So in my case, the domain name is unbounded.in, and then I'll hit enter. Then I can enter my username and password. You can get this username and password from your hosting provider. Hit login. And yeah, here you can see all the resources that have been allocated to your hosting plan that you have purchased. So in my case, I have been allocated total files that I can generate on my server is 2.5 lakhs. And yeah, this is the last login IP that I logged into, which domain is mapped to it, and all other resources you can explore. And in the first section in the database, you can view all the database that exists or you have created. And in the MySQL database, you can very well manage all the users that have access to the application. Anything to do with the remote access can be managed here. Now, in the file system, you can access the files of your application, and check this out. So I've clicked on the file manager, which landed a window. And then in the public HTML, I can see all the HTML files or the PHP files which are currently running my website. So I'll just try to give you an example here. I will just create a test HTML for you, just to show this is the actual file system. So please take a note of this. You have to come into the public.html, and then here is the code which runs on your server 24/7. So if I go to my website, test.html. So you can see the hello text has been printed here. So that's with the file manager. You can go ahead and write your PHP code or anything HTML code or rules here for your application, and then you should be good to go. Now, after deleting, the file should no longer exist, and I should get a page not found error. Yeah, that's what was expected here. So this is with respect to the file management. And let's see further. So these are the software management that you can have, like we discussed. You can have the WordPress being installed, you can have a Joomla or any other. There are literally hundreds of applications. It's about exploring what kind of application do you want to install on your system. So all right, you can manage your email accounts over here. So if you want to have, say, sales@unbounded.in, which in your case will be your domain, or customer support at unbounded.in, or you want to call yourself a CEO and you can have CEO@unbounded.in. So you can do all kind of email configuration here. So yeah, we don't want to get in detail here because this session is all about exploring. If you need a detailed session on this, please let me know in the comment section. I'll try to make a detailed session and let you know how to configure emails and all. So, all right. So yeah, this the software section is same as this one. So both are equivalent. And then here you can manage your subdomains. So I have created a couple of subdomains for my website. There are plenty of website subdomains that I've created, and my application is on the same server. I'm able to host all different kinds of application and install various instances of WordPress, and it's running fine. So yes, I can make another detailed video on how do you configure subdomains and all. But yeah, this is just a high level overview of what are all the features that are available in the CPanel. All right. So here you can manage your security like we discussed. You can block the IPs. You can configure your SSL to have HTTPS connections for a secured layer of HTTP protocol. And here you can track all your metrics related to your website, on which pages are taking more hits, where you're getting errors, how is the website bandwidth, how is website performing. So all these things can be tracked here. And like we discussed in the advanced section, we can get a terminal access to the server where you will not have the root access, but you can read files, and maybe you will have same permission as you get from the file manager, that you can edit a file. But I don't think you can have a root access and maybe install or upgrade the PHP version that is being installed on the server already. So that might not be possible. So here you can configure the cron jobs and all. So yeah, this is again about the high level introduction to what CPanel can give you access to and how can you manage all the resources here. If you need anything in detail, please let me know in the comment section. I'll definitely make a video on that. One thing I would like to highlight here is I am working on two different kinds of courses for developing a website. One is developing a website without any knowledge of the code, and another is developing a website with changes of the code where you are actually a developer and you want to work on a website developing from scratch. So I'm making both kinds of videos. They will be segregated in different playlists. So do take a look, and please let me know your feedback, or if you're stuck anywhere, I'll be happy to help you. Thank you.